Hey guys, Naomi with Treasures by Naomi, and I just walked out of Joann's Fabrics and Crafts, and I picked up a package of Color Pours. Oh, if I can get it here, pre-mixed paint pouring kit. And what I'm going to be doing with this is checking consistency and see what difference between my paints and their paints. Now, I also picked up a small 8x10 canvas at the Dollar Tree, and surprisingly, it was actually put together pretty well. So I'll be testing that to see how well it stands up to pouring on, just to kind of check it. I'm not going to be using those normally. So I'm going to go home and try it out, and I'll be letting you guys know soon. See you in a bit. Okay, so I am back home, and I have all of my stuff. So here is the pre-mixed pouring paint kit from Color Pour. And I know that they have these also at Michael's and other craft shops. There we go, got it out. This one is the Galaxy Surge kit with, it looks like a light lavender, a dark or bright magenta, a navy blue, and some other kind of blue. So I'm going to get these prepped and shaken up, and we will layer them in a cup. Here is my Dollar Tree 8x10 canvas, and surprisingly, you guys, it seems pretty solid. For only $1, you really can't complain. I don't see any shrinking. There is where you can actually see some of the canvas through it, but there's really no dip in the middle. So we're going to try that out too. So I'm going to prep everything and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything is shaken up and ready to be poured in. I will not be using any white or anything that was not in the kit. So I'm going to layer them from lightest. Well, I'm just going to do it in the order it was in the package, actually. So, and it is much thinner than the consistency I normally use. And that's kind of why I got it. I wanted to see the consistency. Perhaps this consistency is better, which means if it is better at pouring, then the trick for me is to add more water to my recipe. Most pour artists, we all have our own recipes for our paint mixes. I'm pretty consistent with paint to Floetrol of paint is it's a 1-to-2 ratio, paint to Floetrol, and then I mix in a little bit of water to get to the point where I think is the right consistency. I like this paint consistency so far. I don't need much more paint. I'm going to be doing a dirty pour because that's what it actually shows being done on the package. So I really like that light blue. Put this up from a distance, kind of get a mix going. All right, that's plenty of paint. I'm going to put some gloves on. So I had a friend the other day ask me what kind of gloves I used. I am sensitive to latex gloves. So I am using vinyl. They work great, just as good as latex gloves. and probably just a little bit cheaper. All right, so we are going to be doing a dirty pour, and I think I have too much paint, but that's okay. Great colors. Now, the trick to this will be, what are the colors going to look like once it's dry? So I will do the painting now, and then I will come back. Ooh, air bubbles. I'll come back and show the dried piece. So let's get some of these air bubbles out. Once it's on the canvas, it doesn't seem to be that much different in consistency. But really vibrant colors. Get some of that paint off. Kind of overwhelming there. Not a lot of cells. I'm surprised. For pre-mixed, I would think there'd be more cells. I just need to get the paper towel. So I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. There's some more air bubbles in there. A lot of air bubbles. See if this helps create some cell action. I think I'm a little disappointed in the cells. I was hoping for something more. And all that's left in my cup is that pink and the purple. Or pink and magenta. It doesn't even tell me what colors these are. Oh, okay. So, cobalt. Galaxy. Midnight. And lilac. Alright, I'm going to let this sit, do its thing. I will come back and give a close-up and more of a review. Okay, I can't leave it alone. It's just too boring. So, I'm going to take my cup. I'm going to add more of this blue. And more of this blue. Because it's those colors that I really like. And we are going to tree ring it inside. I just don't like it. It's amazing how these colors have actually like really stayed separate from each other. I've never had paint do that like that. And I already took my gloves off, so we're just gonna make it dirty. Okay. Still no automatic cells. It's crazy. But the paint is really difficult to get off your fingers. All right. One more time with a blowtorch. And the really weird thing is, normally in my consistency, the air bubbles, when they pop, they level off really quick. This one is not leveling off. All right, we're gonna let that sit for a while. Then I'll come back and do a close-up, probably about 30 minutes or so. And we are back. And as you can tell, there's really no change whatsoever. Little teeny tiny micro cells popped up, but other than that, nothing. So basically, if I do use this again for paint pouring and I want cells, I will need to look into adding silicone to the colors, which is fine. I have no problem with that. So I'm going to give you guys a close-up of what it looks like right now. Okay, so here is the full painting. Here is the bottom right. I do really like the vibrancies of these colors and how well they don't mix together, like they don't do a lot of blending. Upper right, the lines become very distinguished, which is really awesome. You can create really awesome looks with that. Here's the bottom left. I am kind of disappointed that this mix does not create cells. And what we will do is now I'm going to wait until this is dry to see how well the colors pop from there. And I will show you the dried version once it's done. And we are back, y'all. I let this painting dry for about 3 days. Two days? 2 days. And so this is the paint that I got from Joann's. It is by Color Pour Premixed Pouring Paint. It's a whole kit that comes with a color pack. I let it dry, and this is what we have. Now, oddly enough, so it didn't create any cells, but it did dry quite vibrantly. And oddly enough, it has like this sheen to it. I'm sure you can see with the light. But I don't know if you guys can see these, but there's like little pockmark holes. And I think those were air bubbles, even though I had done several turns with the torch. And they just dried like that. I've never seen that happen before. It still turned out pretty good. When I do put a finish glaze on it, it'll cover those holes, but I don't know. I don't think I like these paint. I don't know what the formula is. I don't know what they use as a mixing medium. It did not have any silicone in it, and I think maybe perhaps because it's sitting on the shelf for so long that it just loses all its air bubbles. And no matter how many times I shook it up, the air bubbles that were created didn't help create any of the cells. I did go ahead and I poured a second one. This one I did with silicone. And as you can see right here, I have some kind of lacing type of effect. I tried doing a swipe technique. I didn't like it. So I took an ornament that didn't turn out very well and I dipped it into it, kind of like a balloon pour. Once again, it came out with a bit of a sheen, Like it has a gloss finish to it. I don't think I will actually use these as regular colors. I'll use them to use them up because I spent money on them, of course. But they're not my favorite. I definitely won't be purchasing these again. The formula, the consistency is a little bit thinner than mine. But not by much. So I don't think I'm going to really be changing what I do already. So if you like what you've seen so far, let me know if you want to see any other type of experiments done with other types of paints and formulas. My formula is currently 2-to-1 Floetrol to paint with a little bit of water just to get it to the right consistency. If you want me to use some other type of mixing, pouring medium, like Liquitex or Deco Art or whatever else, there's also other paint conditioners that I've used before that I really liked. Maybe I'll show you guys that too. Let me know in the comments below what you would like me to do. I would really love to show you guys different additives that you can use to make your paintings your own personal formula and technique that you like to do. My favorite technique is a tree ring pour. So, and this one did actually tree ring very well. Alright, well that's it, you guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Send me messages if you have any questions, comments below. I will have all links to my social media below. And thanks so much for watching. And don't forget, keep on pouring. Bye.